Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. It is Wednesday, February 11th, 2026, and we are about 25 minutes or so away from the scheduled release for 2026 and 2027. And we're here to break everything down for you. We should be streaming this live on our YouTube channel as well. So I'm going to, I don't use that very much at all, but I did put up a link to that. So I'm going to go out and post the links up here on the Twitter so that you guys have access to this too. So yeah, using the YouTube is a little bit different because normally we do a lot of our premium podcasts right here on the Substack channel. So yeah, hopefully we'll see if that all works, and I'll try to share up a link as well. Let's see something on here. Yeah, so about 25 minutes away. The schools actually were actually getting notified of their schedules, and so I've had a few people that have already texted and emailed over as well, and are giving us that information. So, all right. So, bear with me here for a second. I'm gonna hop over here, and let's see here. Jump over here, and I'm gonna post up a link here as well. Here. See, the thing is with here we go. Yeah, so the thing is with the the YouTube is we can get comments and that like on here, because we're using the StreamYard. Unless you use like YouTube or something else, then it doesn't allow you to get comments and things like that. So I guess if you guys have any questions at all, send them over. We got an email here on the scroller at the bottom, and we'll be here for a little while, and we'll go through new schedules you guys want to look at. I'll give you guys some information as well. Yeah, the messages are coming through here like crazy right now. It's amazing how much how connected I think that you that you realize that you are here as well. Just phone blowing up and people sending out schedules. I appreciate all of that too. So yeah, I just got all kinds of phone blowing up here. So yeah, it's a fun day for sure. So all right, well, we got a little time here, and I'm going to get things set up. So on the as you can see here on the NSAA site here, it tells you hit the refresh button about 10 a.m. and all the schedules will be up again. People are already hitting those. Coming over here as well. Yeah, we're gonna get some things set up here for you. Show you a couple of things here that we already know as far as the schedules goes. We'll go through the classes, hit some of the high profile teams, and look at some of the big games too. And we've got about a week and a half left of our winter sports season, which is wrestling, of course, and then it's kind of full go on to football till the there's track and field in there. We like to do a lot of things with that too, but it's really kind of a quick break then until the end of May, and that's when things really get rolling here. Summer camps and prospect camps and all the like there. So let us know what where you're listening in from. hopefully everything is working good for you guys. Just have to go out to the main Substack page. Sometimes hit refresh. You can refer anybody you want over. We open this one up to everybody. Normally, again, we do a lot of premium podcasts here for our supporters. That's during the season, and put up a lot of regular features as well that will continue going forward here as we get ready for the start of the season. Yeah, so this is nice once you get the schedules out. We're going to again, we'll be able to really dive into more of the preseason stuff. I'm gonna put out our spring player listings. We do our Super 60 list, and so we'll have Super 60s for our new classifications. All of our classifications are new ones as well. So, and again, this year you've got Class A, B, C1, C2, and then changes on the 8-man level. Of course, with 3 8-man classes, and then your 6-man class as well. The districts have been out for a while too, so you can take a look at those. Again, there's no more districts in Class A because of the new scheduling format, whatever you want to call it, as well. So, obviously, we know that these teams will all play each other in the same, districts. You've got like the B4, which is your developmental, district as well. Gives those teams an opportunity, to have a little more success. Beatrice just hired a new coach, Wade Halverson from Peru State. Blair's set up to have a lot of success going forward to get into your C districts as well, and you can see some of the matchups that you're going to get. I mean, obviously, we just need to know the date here for, like, example, Ashland Greenwood, Wahoo. And you will see, again, you're going to see some schedules that come out that you'll have some of the high-profile teams will put out-of-state programs. And I know for sure, like in Class C1 here, I know that Central City will play Grand Island CC later on in the year, kind of like in between the districts, it looks like, as well. So kind of like right during the middle of the season, Grand Island CC, Central City, kind of interesting cross-class battle too. And again, you can see the districts here for 8-man as well. So it's just really filling in some of the missing the dates and the gaps here as well. Something else that we also will have here. Yeah, something else that we will have here as well is I can find it here. Let's see here. So I believe this is still intact here. We'll see in a little bit, but to kick off the season here for the 8-man side of things here, you're going to have this inaugural 8-man kickoff classic. It'll be on Saturday, August 29th. And you'll have 3 games here, various classes against each other. And Arapahoe versus Clarkson. Remember, it's no longer Clarkson Lee. It's just Clarkson. So they're a D3 team. Arapahoe, you've got DCS and Hartington Newcastle power programs. And then the night game, Elm Creek and North Nelson as well. So that is really cool. I just think what a great day for you to see some of the best 8-man players and teams in the state. And again, these will be really cool matchups here. Again, all kind of an all day thing. And I know that's a busy time for everybody with obviously college football and all the like here, but hopefully you can make it out to Grand Island Senior High and support these teams and athletes as well. Okay, we're coming up on about 9:40 as well. Let's kind of look at these classifications again. We have one thing we've already done on our website is we've already done the way too early team rankings as well, always subject to change. We did those over the course of like the last month or so you can check those out if you're a premium supporter of our channel. To go back and look at those as well. And obviously we have them up for all the classes, kind of a preliminary way too early top 10 in each class. And then we have a kind of a complimentary podcast that goes with it as well, talks about each of the teams and the players, what we think in terms of these teams. So you can go check that out on the website as well. We appreciate your guys' support too. We'll probably have some preseason type specials for annual subscribers to our channel. We try to put up content during the season on a daily basis for sure, but during the off season, we'll try to put as much up as we can, do as many podcasts as we can going forward. So, all right. Again, we're about 15 minutes out from the start for the release official. Hopefully. I think people are pretty excited about this for sure. Again, looking at your classifications for Class A, obviously there's going to be some new teams in Class A: Elkhorn North, Lincoln Northwest, Lincoln Standing Bear, and Bennington will all be moving up to Class A. So obviously then that impacts Class B as well. I'm going to be interested to see the Bennington schedule and who they get on their schedule. I imagine that they'll probably load them up their first year. Bennington's had so much success in Class B, and it wouldn't shock me if you see Bennington playing West Side, Millard South, and kind of cool there. So we'll look for that here in a little bit. Again, Class B, I think the one thing with Class B that you see is these teams now, they all kind of look very, similar as well, kind of the single community schools, but obviously, again, a lot of people that in Class B that aren't terribly upset that Bennington is moving up. Same thing with Elkhorn North, too. But I think again at the top here, you're going to see some of the familiar names that we've gotten used to in the last couple of years: Waverly, Gretna East, Gretna, Norris, and Omaha Skutt. I think would be a pretty clear preseason top 5 in some form or fashion. Go down to Class C1, and again, some of the familiar teams again at the top: Wahoo, Ashland, Greenwood, Sydney, should be in the mix there. Pierce, I think Pierce is going to have a really good season ahead. Down to Class C2, again. Got Grand Island CC. I've already seen their schedule. Thank you to the individual that sent me that ahead of time. But Grand Island CC, obviously a powerhouse program. Norfolk Catholic, see if they can have a bounce back year as well. UTAN is going to be very, very good too. And then again with the 8-man teams here, again, you see some familiar teams. It's going to take a little bit of adjusting, getting used to here with some of these teams. Some of them are ineligible that have moved down, like Fairbury. And, David City's been 8-man for the last cycle as well. They'll continue to be there. Takema Herman is a new one. And then Aquinas as well will also be new to the 8-man football as well, along with like Oakland Craig too. So just glancing through again some of the teams out here. Crofton, obviously Sandy Creek is absolutely loaded for next year. I don't see them slowing down at all, but you see Aquinas here fits into the kind of the middle tier of 8-man too. Talking to some people the other day at State Duels about Aquinas, it'll be kind of an interesting transition for them. They do have they got a stud quarterback up on the way here, current 8th grader, and you may have a chance to really help them out next year. They talked very highly of this kid, so I'm sure we'll have a opportunity, hopefully, to evaluate him in maybe the spring track season as well. There's Oakland Craig. And then we get down here to the kind of the new addition here, the D3, 8-man 3, smallest division. See teams like DCS, Burwell is going to be excellent next year. Again. So, like I said, we had already done our way too early, top 10 teams in each of these classes here, and kind of broke everything down. But feel free to again go back and check that out if you're a subscriber, and you can listen to the podcast that goes along with it as well. Read the notes that are up there. So, again, we're about 10 minutes away from the official schedule release. A couple other things that we want to talk about here before we get into the schedules. To certainly a lot of news regarding Millard South in the last couple of weeks. Of course, the news with Trey Taylor, Tate Ellis, the 2027 out-of-state standouts, future Nebraska Huskers that are enrolled at Millard South as of now. Talked to some people over at Millard South a couple weeks ago, and yeah, they're already enrolled in school there. At least I know Trey Taylor is for sure, but already enrolled there. I don't think Millard South is done yet, guys. I think that I think their roster will continue to add talent here. I'm fairly confident of that. I can't really go into the details now, but I'm told that expect more high-profile players to end up at Millard South, and that kind of changes what we did with the way too early, and that's why we call it the way too early, right? Kind of look at West Side Prep, and then with Millard South and all they had lost, you kind of put them at a 3. They're still going to be a really good team, and then you add in Trey Taylor and Tate Ellis at minimum, and that has to change your line of thinking there as well. I mean, I would with those two additions alone, that would probably give me enough confidence to put them number 1 in the preseason ratings. But again, I don't think that they're done yet as well. So stay tuned on the site here for news regarding that. Again, you've got your May 1st deadline ahead, and I think things are in motion here to for potentially add some more high-profile players to that roster too. And this isn't all Millard South. I think what you're seeing here is that with their success, the way that I think they've shown they can develop kids, that you actually have players that are reaching out to the program and saying, hey, I'm interested in coming over and joining Millard South. And so, we'll see. I don't necessarily think that it's all active recruiting, but at the same time, it's just the day and age that we live in now. I mean, you can pretty much look at any school in the metro area, Lincoln area as well, and they're all about selling their program and trying to attract the best talent available to them. So, Millard South is going to be loaded again. As far as just some preliminary things, schedule wise from Class A, I would look for Millard South when these are released here in a bit to I would look for them to have a couple out-of-state games, Kansas City area, and maybe at St. Louis is what I've heard with them. Too, I did hear some things on Lincoln Southeast as well, where it looks like that they got a pretty heavy Lincoln schedule, and maybe just a limited number of Omaha Metro teams that they will play. Again, I don't envy Nate Newhouse and his job that he has trying to finagle all the schedules and get everything going with that. Sure, there's a lot of challenges. The process here, teams submit in, who they'd like to play, and again with the imbalance onto here, I mean, you're no longer going to see, Omaha Benson against Millard South or West Side, any of those type of games as well. So you see how that goes. Again, I already talked about the 8-man and the 8-man kickoff classic. So there. All right, let's yeah, there it is. Well, I'll give you I got somebody had sent me the Millard South schedule, so I'll go ahead and look at that for 26. So Millard South, your defending state champions, opens at Millard North. And again, Millard North has obviously done some work in terms of adding some key pieces to their roster here in the offseason. Kylan Haney from Omaha Central comes over. Logan Gross Didier from Platteview comes over, presumably he's starting quarterback. There's some rumors that they'll also add maybe a couple of more, but I think with the Trey Taylor news that certainly could change, some directions maybe that some kids are looking at. So yeah, Millard South versus Millard North. And then week 2, I just pulled up here. Millard South will host Lee Summit, Missouri North. So let's go ahead and bring this up. I had some advance on this one too. So I actually have the Missouri playoff brackets that are up. And again, if you look at the Missouri here, Lee Summit is kind of a hotbed. It's almost like a Millard of the Omaha area as well. And so last year your champion was Lee Summit. So Millard South will play Lee Summit North. And see if I can find them out here. We may have to. I don't know if that is. Yeah, that's west here. So let me see if I can find Lee Summit North. But here, so Lee Summit was your Missouri large school champion, and I don't know a lot about these teams. Obviously, going to have to research and see who they have on their teams. I believe all the Lee Summit. Well, let's just do this here. Let's bring up Lee Summit North. Look on their teams. All right, let's scroll down through here. So Lee Summit North. So they'll come up again to Millard South. So 6-4 last year. Does not look like that they made the playoffs. That record. So yeah, I don't know a lot about this team. They played the state champion Lee Summit and lost 37-16. So something out here. We got about 3 minutes here, and then they should be up. Oops. What the heck is? Trying to respond to a couple texts. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, look like a solid team. The one thing that on these out-of-state teams that I'm not going to make the same mistake that I did with Basha, Arizona, a couple of years ago as well, is just making the assumptions about who they are, what they are. I mean, maybe they have maybe they've gotten some high-profile recruits or something like that in, or high-profile players in as well, like Trey Taylor, something like that. So we'll have to study this team a little bit more. Too, but yeah, I mean, so that is one. Let's see what else we've got here. Then they will play Elkhorn South week 3, and then a week 4. Millard South will be on the road, and they will play at Cardinal Ritter Prep in Missouri. So let's see if we can't find these guys here. It might be easier just to Google the actual team here if I can. Let's bring up here. So Cardinal Ritter Prep. This is not the team that that Prep has played in the past couple of years. That was DeSmet Jesuit, but Cardinal Ritter Prep football. Can't find it here on. So it's St. Louis. So I think this might have been the team as well that Millard South was interested in with the makeup date, and the NSAA denied them that ability to travel down there and play this game. But 9-4 in 2025, and they of course they're a Class 5 team, so they're just below the largest classification in Missouri. They play Christian Brothers, who's a great program down there. They lost to Smet Jesuit. A lot of points in that game. So, yeah, again, I don't know about the personnel on this team. We could probably, I don't know if they even got their stats up here as well. So I remember this team here. I believe this is who Millard South tried to have a schedule last year, and I might be wrong on this as well. I mean, it was late in the season. I thought that they played maybe an out-of-state team. I'll be wrong. I might be wrong on that. I'll go back and look at it. I remember that I think it was the team they tried to schedule here. The next week, there was they played a team, and there was like a big fight or brawl at the end of that game, and things got out of hand. I remember seeing it. It was kind of a national type of story. So it looks like a good solid opponent though for the Patriots. Let's go over here to our website, and like everybody else in the state right now, probably hitting refresh. And we'll see if the schedules are up. And here, guys. No, nothing yet. So, all right. Let's see here. I'll just wait for those to come up here. Okay, so we'll hit refresh again. Check the Twitter, see what's going on out here. We'll get into the schedules. Okay, nothing yet, unless they're under here. Nothing yet. People are going to get impatient. Anyways, we'll come back to that here in a second. Also, Millard South, they will play then week 5, Omaha North, Millard West, Westview, Lincoln East, and Omaha West Side in week 9. So there's one of our big games. These two teams in the last cycle, your 2-year cycle, West Side and Millard South didn't play each other. So set up in week 9, couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, with the way things are trending right now, with Millard South adding these high-profile players, and of course West Side loaded as well, Braylon Warren and Tate Jenkins. I mean, if you thought last year's game was big, the last times these teams have played was big, man, I don't think you've seen anything yet. I mean, that's going to be absolutely incredible. So that will be a home game against Buell. I don't have the dates on here. Yet that just shows that is a Week 9 game. Omaha West Side at Millard South. Buell will be a absolute madhouse for sure. All right, anything yet? Somebody's nothing yet here, guys. Hopefully, it's under here. I don't want to overlook something on here, so. All right. We wait. You're probably going to have so many people clicking on the website, it's probably going to break the NSAA site too. So, anyways, Week 9. I think I know where I'll be Week 9. Go down to Buell and watch that one. It'll be incredible. Just said in Class B, I mean, what are the big games that we're looking for out here? Obviously, Gretna East is going to be a real factor again. So you know that they're going to play Omaha Skutt. That would be a rematch from the playoffs. Gretna East definitely got the best of Omaha Skutt in that game. You'll get Waverly, Gretna, and Norris all in the B2 district. That's going to be an absolute bear. Potentially, in that one, Gretna, Norris, and Waverly all almost certain to be top 5 teams in Class B as well. And then again, you've got the developmental district down here in B4. I think Blair's going to start to ascend back up here now, boy. Both they and Elkhorn with the schedules that they were given in the past cycle, as tough as you'll ever see. Okay. All right, let's head back out here. See if there's anything else. Man, come on, guys. I don't see anything on here yet. People are going to start to get impatient here pretty soon, but that's all right. We understand it. Yeah, we've like so we've got about a week and a half left of the wrestling season, and then you said it's football, and we use spring, to do a lot of research evaluations on our emerging prospect players as well. Track and field is a great evaluation tool, and for the basketball side of things, I know that's still going to go on here for another month or so as well. So, but it definitely it doesn't feel like winter out right now, though, for sure, and I hope it stays that way. So, all right, let's hit refresh here again. I bet you the Twitter timeline is probably just filled. Oh, hang on. I don't even. Sometimes I don't even know who. I don't even know sometimes who's texting me. I just get random texts from people, and let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Had to send a text out to somebody as well. But what do you think of the Millard South schedule? Again, I think it's cool. I'm glad to see that they're playing some regional teams. I wish somebody would play, one of the Des Moines teams, like Des Moines Dowling or Valley or one of those teams up there. That'd be really cool. Also, so we don't have the schedules out yet, too. I believe that Omaha North and Bellevue West, I believe both of them will play the same team from South Dakota. I don't know the name of the school yet as well, but I believe in the first 2 weeks, one of the South Dakota state champion is going to play Bellevue West and Omaha North as well. So, all right, refresh again. at some of these. Like I said, I would think they would put these up here clear as day in case we see them. Let me send out a tweet here. Let's see here. Somebody had a question like a couple days ago or something. They said, well, does this include like the freshman schedules? And no, because those are all created by the individual schools. So okay, we're waiting to hear. Again, a couple of things that we're going to be working on the site here over the next couple of weeks. We've been doing some quarterback team ranking features, and I've only done it for A and B so far. I should do that for the rest of the classes. We can finish up with that kind of feature. And then again, we want to get into our returning player, ranking list essentially for each of the classes. And let's see here. Oh, well, there's got a Gretna East schedule. Appreciate you guys here. Yeah, we mentioned, with Gretna East here being in the district that they're in. Again, they're guaranteed to play Omaha Skutt. They will open on the road at Norris. How about that? Yeah. That Norris team is going to be excellent too. I mean, as much as they lost last year with some of their returning players, they're really starting to, get a lot of attention from colleges. They've got really good size. Obviously, Evan Greenfield coming back. So Greenfield against Grow, week 1 down at Norris. Just like last year, be careful, Gretna East. Ask Skutt what happened. They went down there as well. So, all right. I appreciate that. So week 1, what else do we have on the Gretna East schedule here? They've got Hastings, and then week 3 they'll actually play their rival Gretna as well. So another top 5 matchup, and then Waverly. Man, look at the first month for Gretna East. Incredible. I don't think this is up yet on the site here. I'll refresh again, but jump into here. I don't think they're here. I think they would be under here. Let me see something else, guys. They just haven't posted them up yet here. Maybe they're just a little bit delayed there too, but I'll keep going through. I appreciate you guys sending your schedules over here by DM on Twitter or emailing them or texting, whatever the case is too. But you look at this first month for Gretna East. Again, there's the district that Gretna East is, and they're in B1. So their first month, they've got Norris, Gretna, and then they'll be at Waverly. So incredibly tough schedule for Gretna East out of the gate. And then, week 5, they'll be at Plattsmouth. And in our way too early Class B for next year, we've got Plattsmouth sitting at 6 as well. Levi Walker coming back. Coach Larson. I think that's where you want to get Gretna East if you're Coach Larson, because, man, after the gauntlet they have in that first month, man, that's tough. Wow, what a schedule for Gretna East. Whew, buddy. But you know what? That's what we want, man. Man, oh man, what a I'll be interested to see some of the other teams as well. So, oh man, better eat your Wheaties in the off season, Griffins. I mean, that is a gauntlet, man. Again, I'm gonna go through this again. Norris opening, They open on the road at Norris. Then they're home against Hastings. And then they'll play the rival Gretna in week 3. They go on the road at Waverly in week 4, on the road at Plattsmouth in week 5. Get Ralston, and then they'll be at Elkhorn. I expect Elkhorn to be much improved next year as well. They'll be home against Omaha Gross, and then week 9 they'll be at Omaha Skutt. So that's 2 huge games in week 9 right away. Yeah, I'm just going to type up a little tweet here while I'm doing that, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, week 9 is going to be a deal. How about that, man? Checking out the Twitter here as well. Oh, man. All right. Let's refresh here again. People are getting antsy now. They're saying, what is the holdup? I don't know what the holdup is, man. I'm actually down in Lincoln now. Should I head over to the NSAA and ask them what's going on? No, I'm getting texts from people. Like I said, I guess I'm pretty connected. So people are sending me the stuff. I'm out here, so I'm just piecemealing things together here based on the text messages that in emails and whatever else that I'm seeing here. So. Yeah, but again, I already went through the Gretna East schedule. But somebody else. Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll hopefully here. Let's check again. Refresh. That that picture I put up on Twitter last night, I think that's pretty apt right now. The casino and people hitting the buttons here. I think we probably overloaded the website here as well. And then now we'll get there. We will get there. Okay, so I don't see that message anymore. So what do we have here? Here we go. So now they're up, guys. So here we go. Okay, they are up here, and just got to go to the. Just got to go under here now. It's posted. They're up here. So, all right, now they're up. I'm just going to post up a quick link, and then we'll dive into things. Here we go. They are up now. All right. Okay, so there we go. All right, so let's get into things here. All right, guys. Well, let's go get out there and give you some reaction. Okay, so here we go. All right, so let's hit Class A again. We've already talked about a couple of these games here, so there you go. We're going to hit on again some of the more high profile teams as well. If you guys have questions specifically, about that, then we will look at things here too. So, again, I think probably what you're looking for from some of the teams that haven't had as much success and recently is again a little lighter schedule. And I think you look at Bellevue East here, and I think that's what you get here. I mean, they're not playing Millard South and West Side and like manageable schedule. So Bellevue West, we talked about this one already. Week 1, they will open at home, so down at Freeman Field, Brandon Valley, South Dakota. Let's bring them up here. Yeah, Brandon Valley. That's definitely a power program. They were the South Dakota Big School state champions from last year. Beat Sioux Falls Lincoln in the title game as well. So that'll be a fun one to open. Again, I don't probably know enough about this team here to comment on their personnel that they have. But yeah, they have a great like feeder program. Um, I've seen Junior Patriots cross like their some of their youth kids growing up as well. But I'm just glancing at their schedule a little bit. I mean, yeah, that'll be a good team. I'm excited to see that. So. Okay, so just looking at Bellevue West, who I expect to have a good team next year. Yeah, and then at Omaha North, that'll be challenging. So right out of the gate here, their first 3 weeks are incredibly challenging. Brandon Valley at North, and then West Side in week 3, and Buena Vista week 4, and then on the road at the state runner-up, playing La Vista South, Lincoln East, Bellevue West. So. And then week 9, Creighton Prep. So their schedule pretty front-loaded. In the middle here, a little easier, and then definitely end with a home game against Creighton Prep, who looks absolutely stacked next year. We had them at number 2 in our way too early preseason Class A before the Trey Taylor and Tay Ellis stuff moved in here. So second. All right, just checking out the Twitter here. A lot of activity today. Yeah, yep. Everybody's up here. Who's up now? Let's go to Bluff. Yeah, we're gonna get into everything out here as well. Again, let us know where you're listening in from. You can send us over a DM on the Twitter. That's probably the best way to communicate here. Okay, so Bellevue West. Yeah, they'll be an interesting team. I think again they've got to figure out the quarterback and what they're going to do there. They had to lose Micah Santiago over to Omaha West Side, so that certainly is a loss up front. All right, let's look at Bennington. Here we go. So Bennington first year up in Class A, and they start out with on the road at Elkhorn North. And, also moving up to Class B, so that's a good way to, I guess, ease into Class A. The thing about Bennington, once again, is that with their feeder program, their youth program, they play in the Metro Youth Football League as well. So these kids, I don't think it's going to be like some sort of shock to them when they're playing up against Class A teams. I mean, when you have a roster like that, like they've had, not going to be a shock to them. I think the one thing with Bennington, where they may have some issues against the elite teams, is up front in the trenches. Like in that first, state title that they got here, I mean, they were as good as anybody in the state across the front line here. And I'm not sure that they have that level of talent in the trenches. Now, their skill guys are obviously very good. Bufakeo, Will Goods, and wide receivers. So they're very good. How do they hold up in the trenches against the best teams? So I guess we'll find out. But Millard West, Columbus, and then Creighton Prep, boy, that is tough. Norfolk kind of balances that out. At Kearney is good. Bryan, definitely winnable. Standing Bear, another team moving up to A. So it wasn't too bad. This isn't too bad for Bennington. They didn't get Omaha West Side and Millard South, which I thought they might too. So fairly manageable for them, I think, moving into moving into Class A. To obviously, again, Creighton Prep by far the best team on that schedule for them, but I think manageable. I mean, against no reason why they can't start out 1-0, and Millard West will be interesting. I think they can challenge you again into trenches a little bit. Columbus is winnable. Norfolk is, I think, a winnable game for them. Kearney, I mean, that's kind of a whole rebuild over at Kearney. New coach, a lot of players graduated, so who knows what they're going to be. Brian winnable, Standing Bear winnable, and Millard North. We'll see. So I think with Bennington here, I think you definitely have a 2026 schedule where I think it's conducive to definitely getting to the playoffs for sure. Okay. All right. So that's Bennington. Yeah, I was really interested to see their schedule. So they'll host Creighton Prep week 4. Really cool. Columbus schedule. Probably won't dive into that too much, but not too bad. Again, I think again it looks like from just a couple of these schools here that there was definitely a concerted effort to not overload these teams with the best of the best here. Let's look at Creighton Prep here. So Creighton Prep against Westside in week 1. Unbelievable. Wow, man. That is crazy. Week 1 is going to be phenomenal. I mean, that's as good of a rivalry as there is in the state. And, in our way too early preseason Class A, we had Westside 1 and Prep 2. And here they go in week 1. And, incredible. I'm going to post up a little tweet on that here. Wow, man. Yeah, that's cool. Love it, man. And again, they don't have the they don't have the dates onto here too. So I mean, some of these, who knows? These could be a Thursday night game, something like that. So, but the rest of Prep schedule, Central, they've just been absolutely decimated by departures here since the end of last season. I don't know who's left over at Central. I mean, not much there. Next year, Millard North at Bennington. So once you get past Westside here, kind of a manageable stretch. Lincoln Southeast, Burke, Elkhorn South, Kearney, Bellevue. I'm telling you right now, I mean, other than Westside here, I think Prep can run that, or the rest of that schedule with what they have run coming back here. Did not give them Millard South, too. I mean, just didn't get Omaha North either. So I think very, very manageable if you're Creighton Prep. I think they like that one, and if they find a way to get by Westside, week 1 here, look out, and they can run the table the rest of the way. So, and then Elkhorn North moving up again to Class A for the first time. Again, we talked about the game against Bennington. 2 Lincoln East, Westview. Been to the playoffs a couple years in a row. Grand Island, building North Star, Columbus. This is not a bad schedule for Elkhorn North either. Benson, Papillion, La Vista, and Elkhorn South. I mean, they're going to be in a little bit of a rebuild mode as well. Again, new quarterback, and definitely lost some guys, but I didn't have them in the way too early preseason top 10. But again, that's a schedule to me that looks like one that potentially allows them to get to the postseason. So, and Elkhorn South, the Storm. Again, another top 10 team, 7, 8, somewhere in there. opens up against Papillion La Vista South. That'll be a great game. Kearney, and then they get Millard South, Columbus Fremont. They get Prep. So really, their biggest games here, Week 7 Prep. They get Prep and Millard South, and Papillion South. So good. I mean, that's a good schedule. I mean, you've got your 3 really tough games mixed in with some winnable games for them. See what Grand Island can do. Boy, they've had a rough couple of years out in Grand Island, too. But is this a schedule that can allow them to, get back on track? I think so. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they don't get the best of the best out here. I mean, there's definitely some winnable games on that. So them to be better. Kearney, again, new first-year coach out in Kearney. Again, a lot of balance here. I think Creighton Prep, really the only game that I would look at here for them to be an underdog. Check out the Twitter here as well. Okay, let's go to Lincoln East. Keep an eye on Lincoln East here in the next couple weeks. That's all I'll say. So keep an eye on them. We have obviously talked about Turner Wilkie. So you lose your starting quarterback. He heads down to Melissa, Texas, as well. So, they've got a lot of question marks at that position and potentially some others as well. I mean, Lincoln Northeast winnable, Elkhorn North, Omaha North would be tough. Standing Bear winnable, Kearney kind of a toss-up game. Bellevue West will be a tough game for them. We'll see if Southwest can bounce back this season. Finish up with Millard South and Lincoln Southeast. So, like I said, I mean, I haven't so far here. I haven't seen a schedule here like we've seen, and maybe we'll see more of that as you get into Class B. But I haven't seen a schedule here where it's just like, wow, man, you can't win, any games here. They're not. Doesn't look like they've loaded these teams up. So, all right, let's go down to Southeast. So, what do we expect out of Lincoln Southeast next year? Obviously, you've got a returning quarterback in senior Gavin Sim. We'll see what Caden Logan looks like. I feel terrible for that kid. The injuries that he's had over the past 2 seasons as well. But, Millard West, Burke, Lincoln Southwest. I mean, not terrible. You've got Creighton Prep mixed in there. Papillion South, Omaha North. So, there's 3 tough, challenging games, and then, a lot that you can win. I mean, we'll see where they're at in the summer and in the fall. They got to be able to hold up in the trenches, though. Too. So if you're looking for teams that can give them problems, teams that they're very good up front, i.e. Creighton Prep and Omaha North for sure, will be challenging games up in the metro. Lincoln Southwest. Let's look at Millard North. So again, that opener against Millard South. So they will play then Sioux Falls, Washington here. So actually, we'll get into Omaha North here in a second. So Sioux Falls, Washington. Let's go back over here to South Dakota again. Not much about that. There you go, Washington here. So they were out of the playoffs in the first round last year in South Dakota Big School. So that's probably better than the team that they were playing from Colorado in the last couple of seasons. For sure. So it'll be week 4 coming off of a game against Creighton Prep. I think down the stretch, though, things look pretty good. Tough one, like Elkhorn South, and a rival in Millard West and Bennington. So, um, you know, that first month it looks like will be pretty challenging, especially them having to play Millard South and Prep. So good schedule. And then again, I mentioned Millard South earlier. Again, they play Lee Summit and Cardinal Ritter out of Prep, out of St. Louis in week 4. Omaha North, Millard West, Westview, Lincoln East. So they don't play any bad teams on their schedule at all. And that's good to see. Like I said, you don't want to see them play Omaha Benson and Lincoln High and those types. So yeah, week 9 circle Millard South, West Side, week 9. Let's go. Here, so, and again, obviously, as you know, here these are 2-year schedules. So just flip the home and road here in 2027 for the same schedule. So. Now Millard West here now, they have an out of state as well with Washburn Rural High School out of Kansas. Again, I don't know anything about them. I guess we can check. I like this. I like the out of state stuff. It's a good thing. So they're out of Topeka, Kansas, and they were 6-4 last year, and they are in the largest division. They're in the largest division in Kansas, and so at 6-4, that means they had an early exit out of the playoffs. But said we'll have to study up on these teams and try to figure out what they have coming back, and that. So that's a cool game. See here at Millard North and Papillion South. So schedule or Millard West, Norfolk. Norfolk just got one of the elite teams in Omaha West Side. North Platte. Let's see here. So they've just got really one trip to Omaha. And then they've got one trip to Lincoln late in the year. Omaha Northwest goes out there. Let's see what else we have here. Well, Omaha Central, again, this is a team that is going to have a lot of new faces. So they will play Sioux Falls, Lincoln in South Dakota in week 5. And so, yeah, and Omaha North will play Harrisburg, South Dakota. So, again, I'll go up here for a second. Yeah, so we got to keep all these straight here. Millard North will play Sioux Falls, Washington. And Central will play Sioux Falls, Lincoln. Again, let's go back over here to our. And Lincoln was actually, again, the team. They were the state runner-up then to Brandon Valley, South Dakota last year. So that's fun. Okay. So yeah, I'll have to kind of keep all that organized. I mean, honestly, they do play 2 of the big 3, Creighton Prep and West Side. But other than that, I mean, we'll see what they look like. So Omaha North, so they play a kind of an odd game here. Week 7, they'll be up at Harrisburg, South Dakota. Again, let's jump back over here. So Harrisburg then was beaten in the state semifinal. So yeah, we have Nebraska teams will play 3 of the 4 semifinalists from South Dakota. This year. So yeah, really cool. a lot of studying to do on those teams. Maybe we should see if we can't find a South Dakota expert up there and have them on our show and talk about these teams and what they will return and all that stuff. So, okay, so yeah, look at Omaha North. Expected to be again a very competitive team. They've picked up a lot of offseason transfers and additions. I think their lines are going to be excellent if they can figure out the quarterback situation. Omaha North will be in business, but they've got, I think, everything manageable for them. Millard South will obviously be very difficult, but that's not a bad schedule at all for Omaha North. Too. I mean, anytime you can avoid kind of two of the big three. By that I mean Millard South, Prep, and West Side. They only have to play one of them. That's pretty good. So I think the Vikings here will be very satisfied with that schedule. All right, let's look at Omaha West Side here. So they will play, open up against Creighton Prep, and then they will host Lee's Summit. So we talked about Millard South, and the Patriots here will play Lee's Summit North. So West Side will play then Lee's Summit. So that's actually the state champion then from Missouri. So let's see. Yeah, Lee's Summit High was the Missouri Big School state champion, and so that'll be a great challenge then for Braylon Warren and Tate Jenkins and crew over at West Side. Right out of the gate, though, man, you really have three really tough games, Bellevue West included in that as well. Schedule much lighter down the stretch here as well. End up with Papillion South and Millard South to end here. So really the bookend games and the beginning of the season very tough for West Side, and then obviously you've got a couple of games there at the end here, which will be very challenging. But yeah, the thing I really like about West Side, Millard South is that they're going to be very battle tested here before they see each other. Like, man, if they're both unbeaten after they play these teams, I mean, that's going to be some incredible hype for sure. So, yeah, I wanted to go back up here again and look at Green Prep again. So yeah, so Prep, last year they played, or the last cycle they played DeSmet Jesuit. So they don't have any out of state, no out of state here for the next couple of cycles. So okay, let's go down and look at the state runner-up, Papillion La Vista South. I think manageable. I like Papillion South because they're going to have a great quarterback situation. Yeah, the schedule for being the state runner-up is actually not too terrible. Again, you do get West Side in there, but avoid both Prep and Millard West. I think that's a pretty good schedule for them too. And so that's it. So yeah, I mean, I would say that at a high level here for Class A, I like the balance of the schedules as well. I mean, nobody got completely overloaded with a schedule that just absolutely wrecks you. I like that. I like the out of state competition in here, and then again, I like the bookends here. I like week 1 and I like week 9, and again, it's kind of similar to maybe to what we've seen in that last cycle here, where you get your schedules front loaded, the middle is a little more manageable for a lot of these teams, and then the end gets tough again. But yeah, there's some big games on there, but obviously again, Creighton Prep West Side, what a way to kick off the 2026 season. And I can't wait here. I can't wait to go in and study again on some of these out-of-state some of these out-of-state teams and figure out again what they have coming back. But pretty cool. So I would say job well done by the NSAA in that one. So all right. Let us know what you guys think of Class A schedules. I think it's pretty good. All right, let's head over and let's look at B again. We started to dive into B with some of the districts, and we had already gone through Gretna East schedule already. Let's jump over here. Okay. I don't know if this will load up here. I don't know what the problem here is. So there's your district assignments. Boy, we must have like 1,000,001 people here hitting the schedules here because they're not bringing up for me. Try to reload that again. I don't know if anybody else is having any issues with that. Obviously, a lot of traffic on the website right now. Okay, I don't know. Give it a second here, I guess. Jump over here for a second. Like I said, what do you guys think of the Class A schedules? Yeah, I mean, it's just down right now. I think we crashed the website here. Well, this isn't no good. All right, let me check some messages here. Let's see. Maybe the best thing to do is just to check the timelines. We're talking about Gretna East schedule, though, man, absolutely brutal, but one that as a football fan you absolutely love. So check the timeline out here. I'm sure there's like 1,000,001 posts up here on schedules. I see Papillion South, Lincoln Southwest. Everybody's got a graphic up here for football. There's Plattsmouth's schedule. Beatrice, Gretna, Blair. At Blair, that's a good one. Platteview, Gretna East, Gross, Ralston, Scud. I mean, if you're Plattsmouth, you're Coach Larson. I mean, I think you got a winnable. I would say you got a winnable against Beatrice, a winnable against Platteview. Gretna's going to be tough. Blair is going to be a toss-up. Telling you, man, don't sleep on the Blair Bears this year. Gretna East is obviously going to be very difficult in Week 5. Gross, I think, is winnable. Ralston, I think, would be winnable. You've got Scott and Elkhorn to close out, and that's pretty challenging too. All right, so yeah, the NSAA website here, it is. I think it's absolutely crashed. I think they weren't prepared probably for this much traffic. They should have been, but I think the site's absolutely crashed right now. All right. I'm gonna see what else we got on Twitter. Platteview, Coach Mack. Some tough games in there. All right. Well, geez, I hope that it's just time. Now, this is what I'm getting here as well. It's just the site's got so much traffic on it right now that it's just timing out too. So Yes. Let's see. I don't know. Just again, look at some of these districts here. We can talk about these, and then we can get into some of the more specifics of the website. Will come back up. Obviously, again, you know that these teams are all going to play each other here too. So again, my way too early. Top five basically in Class B would be Gretna East, Waverly, Scott, um, Norris for sure, and then who am I missing there? Gretna East, Gretna. So Gretna East, Gretna, Waverly, Scott, and Norris. So again, you look at B2 here, and you know these teams are all going to play each other here. So, but once again, we already went over Gretna East schedule. You said I like Blair out of that developmental district, though. They've got some young talent and a lot of returning pieces for them. Um, I want to see Scotts Bluff schedule as well, but wait for that again. Aurora back up in Class B this year. Got Wyatt Pullett coming back as their quarterback. Lincoln Pius, they've got a new coach they just named a couple of weeks ago. Seward, I think, is going to be a serious rebuild mode. I mean, they've got Colton Green, but man, that senior group, I think that could be a tough year for them. But we'll see. He said, I like Plattsmouth next year for sure. And Omaha Scud, I think they're going to have an amazing defense. They've got a returning starting quarterback. I just don't like the way that season ended for Omaha Scud. With the way that they lost to Gretna East. I mean, that was a one-sided affair, and so I just really wonder if there's a gap between Scott and Gretna East and Waverly. I don't know. Find out. So you look at again the districts out in Class C, and it said I wish we could see when Ashland, Greenwood, and Wahoo are going to meet up. Obviously, again being in the same district. Pierce is going to be. Look out for Pierce. They're going to be back. Hope you got them when they were down here, because that's about ready to change. Kearney Catholic moving up here into Class C1. And Sydney out west. Let's see if the site is back up and functioning yet. This is just insane. We could probably just hang out on Twitter all day, and people have their schedules up here. Oh. Yeah. Are we back up and running yet here? I think we are. All right. Okay. Hopefully, cross your fingers. This will all work. Last time we clicked here, this is where it timed out. So, man, oh man, oh man. I would love to see their traffic stats. This is just crazy. Okay, so next year, before we do this, or I guess the next schedule release would be 2 years from now. Let's make sure NSAA that we've got enough bandwidth going here, because this is not fun. This is not what you want here. So I don't know. Let's see those. Yeah, that's not what anybody wants to stare at either. So I'll make a tweet out here next year. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't work, guys. Too many people out there right now. So, man, maybe it just goes to show you the true popularity of the sport. Let's do something here. You know what I'll do for Class B? I'm gonna give you guys um, that are watching here. I'll give you a little preview here of this is some of our premium content that we have here. We'll give you a little sneak peek at what we like to do here as well. So back it's been almost a couple months ago. We did our way too early Class B top 10 for 2026 here as well. We can talk about again some of the teams here as well and just some of the information onto here. But um, yeah, the teams again that we talked about that moved up to A, and then Omaha, Gross, and Aurora moving into Class B, and we had Gretna East at the top. Now, another thing with Gretna East that adds to they were doing, they got I believe they got Quentin Malone. He was a freshman at Gretna East a couple of years ago. He went over to West Side for a few years, and I think he's back now at Gretna East. So he's going to add to what the Griffins already have here, which is loaded. And obviously, again, you've got Chase Grow, you've got Haverty, the junior, to be a stud linebacker, um, Tesmer, and then Super State Freshman of the Year, Mason Muller coming up, Caden Boyer up front. You even got a kicker out here. So I think Chase Grow is going to have a ton of weapons around him at the skill positions. This team is loaded next year. They just got to find a guy to replace Connor Sams, I think. And now, kind of add into here a incredibly challenging schedule as well. You got to stay healthy and the like. But, it could be maybe that Quentin Malone coming over. Could he be kind of the guy that fills in there for Connor Sams? He's played linebacker. I don't know if he's a running back or not, but he would certainly be an option for them as well. And then, we have Omaha Scott. We have them sitting at 2. They bring back with D1 prospect Wyatt Liebentritt. They've got a sort of quarterback in Connor Mogensen. Um, Jackson Bolding. I think he can be a breakout star for them next year. The Kalamaja kid as well. Don't forget him. I think he got hurt very early on in the season. Beckham Warner is a all-state stud as well, and then a couple of players also in line for some postseason honors that are outstanding too. So they've just got to figure some things out. I think up front, it's they lose the Robinette kid, but it's been a while since you really looked at a Scott team and said, man, from tackle to tackle, man, they're elite. It's been quite a number of years for that. So if they can figure some things out in the trenches, then they'll be in there. And then you look at defending champion Waverly, and we think they're a 3 probably coming into next year, at least as of now. Obviously, you've got the tandem of Broxton Tepley, Gavin McMillan back, and then Sam Dakey. Obviously, you gotta replace a lot of guys on defense, and then obviously on the offensive side of the ball here, you lose a fellow there at running back. He's pretty good. So I think maybe just overall depth right now. We just don't know some of the names, but it's a championship program. Can Cash Beckman, is he going to be counted on to play a big role next year going into his sophomore season? And So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's very coin flippish there, but between 2 and 3, but definitely Gretna East, I think, would have to be considered a pretty significant favorite going into next year uh, as well. So that's a little preview of what we do on the premium side. So again, you can check that out if you want to. We've got even free trials up as well. You can go back and read all of our archives from this past year, scouting evaluations, um, everything that we've done there. So again, I'm going to try to bring up the web page again if we can. Otherwise, I mean, we may have to come back later here and do another follow up show because I can't get to the schedules, guys. No, yeah, on our premium side too, we do a lot of like I said, premium podcasts like this, previews and recaps. We do Saturday morning shows, Friday night shows. So yeah, we have a lot of fun here. We watch a lot of football. All right, so no luck here. I'm gonna check the Twitter, see what everybody's saying here as well. I think everybody's running into that. I think everybody's running into the issue here with the website here. So I think people agree here. Let's pitch in and a little extra bandwidth for their website as we have crashed it out right now. So I don't know. That may be what we end up doing here. So refresh again. So we've been through the Class A schedules. Luckily, we were able to get through those and giving you some partial things on Class B. See how the Twitter timeline looks. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through my timeline here. Nobody can get to the schedule under here. So I don't know. I'm not sure, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I mean, at this point, you just can't get to it. Crash the site. I'll try refreshing a couple more times here, and then maybe again, what we'll do is we'll schedule another show here to come back and get this done. So, well, that's kind of a bummer. Um, oh yeah. Oh, I got a question here about Turner Wilkie, the quarterback from Lincoln East. So he's moving to Melissa, Texas. Melissa, Texas is their power program down north of Dallas. And yeah, so Turner Wilkie, the starting quarterback for Lincoln East, yeah, he's moving. He's not transferring. He's actually moving to Texas. I think his mom works at a company based out of Dallas, and so yeah, that's a big void for Lincoln East, no question about that. I mean, he was their starting quarterback. He was set to be their starting quarterback for the next 2 years, following Super State freshman a year ago at that position, and wish him the best of luck as he heads to Texas. That's some big time football down there where he's going to at Melissa High School too, and yeah, I what I think about Miller South, they're not done yet with the kids that they'll be adding to the roster yet. I think there'll be some more movement here before the May 1st transfer deadline. And yeah, I mean, like I said, the Millard South, their program sells itself now. I mean, kids want to go play there and compete there, and honestly, they don't have to go out and recruit anybody. Like I said, kids want to go there, compete there on a daily basis, and yeah, they're going to have some more kids, I believe, high profile kids that will be added to that roster for next year. So, I go back again to that to the tweet that I had in I don't know, late championships. I was listening to somebody. Somebody was talking, and it was a discussion, and I don't know, somebody had said something to the effect of, they said, "Well, at least we'll never have to see another Millard South team like that." And I kind of laughed because I'm like, well, first of all, they've got an incredible group of freshmen coming in. Incredible. I mean, on par with the senior group that just graduated. And who knows what's going to happen over the next 3 years, with even more additions here to that class. But it's an incredible group of kids. And now, again, you see the whole, Trey Taylor and Tay Ellis, move in stuff. And that just might be the beginning here, because again, there's some guys out there that are in a position to maybe move to that school that would say, what, I want to go compete with those guys on a daily basis too. So it is what it is, and people can sit and whine about it and complain about it here too, but other than, again, separating out schools that are really open enroll versus those that have closed school districts like the Benningtons, Gretnas, Elkhorns, etc. I mean, what else are you going to do? I mean, you can't prevent people from going to Millard South. If Millard South says, you can live out in Grand Island, you could live there, and if you have the means to drive there every day, we have an open district. So, if we decide you can come into the district here, that's not anything that the NSAA can do about that. So anyways, all right, I'm going to give one more try here on the schedules, and if not, then maybe we'll come back later tonight or tomorrow and go through these again. But I don't know. At least we got some stuff out here. But yeah, again, just as I said earlier, some of the features that we're going to have coming up here. Once we finished up with our winter sports, we're going to have our player rankings for classes, kind of a spring edition as well, and we're going to have all kinds of creative ways to start looking ahead to the season right now. Got about a month left. Basketball, and on to track and field. Like I said, we like to use the spring here for our 2030 evaluations. Oh, and by the way, like I said, any of you guys out there that are the colleges that are into recruiting and all of that stuff out here, we posted up our picture the other day of Super State freshman Colson Dressen out of Columbus. Saw him at the state duels the other day. Man, he looks like he's gotten bigger since the football season. I'm telling you, man, my eye for talent is really good, and I'm telling you, man, the kid's the real deal. He's going to be on college sidelines taking visits here sooner rather than later, and probably the same with Mason Mostek as well, our Super State freshman running back too. But yeah, we're going to be we're going to have a lot more focus on the 2030 class to going forward. Got a pretty good handle on that. Always looking for more names from that class, and one of the ways that we can find those kids is through the track and field in the spring as well. So cover that. But all right, yeah, I apologize that we can't bring up the schedules here, but Everybody stop hitting refresh. Just let me in here. All right. I guess we gave it a try and working here. I'll scroll through the Twitter again and see if we can pick up any additional scheduling stuff. But bit of a tease out here. Okay, so I guess that's it for now. Then, like I said, I'll schedule up another time to go through the rest of the schedules once we can actually get to them here. But good job, football family. We broke the NSAA website. I guess that's a good thing when you consider the sheer popularity of the sport across the state here. So, okay, so that's it for now. We'll be back on the Twitter and we'll tweet out anything that we see going forward. So that's it for now. Talk to you soon.